Did you know that boys in ancient Rome were considered mentally unbalanced between the ages of 15 and 25? Hello and welcome to World History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly and today's video is all about how marriage worked in ancient Rome and how different it could be for girls and boys. Don't forget, the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and hitting that bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on any new uploads. World History Encyclopedia is a non-profit organisation and you can find us on Patreon, a brilliant site where you can support our work and receive exclusive benefits in return. Your support helps us create videos twice a week, so make sure to check it out via the pop-up in the top corner of the screen or via the Patreon link down below. In ancient Rome, whether in the period of the Republic between 509 and 27 BCE, or the time of the Roman Empire dating from 27 BCE to its fall in 476 CE, the father, known as the paterfamilias, was the head of the family and had complete control over the lives of his children. Girls were brought up learning how to spin and weave, care for a home and children, and support a future husband. Boys were raised to follow in their father's footsteps in whatever his occupation was. Boys were considered adults at the age of 15 and girls were of marriageable age at 12. Most men did not marry until around the age of 26, however, because males were understood to be mentally unbalanced between the ages of 15 and 25. Something I'm sure many women out there can relate to, while girls were understood to be more mature at an earlier age. As a result, many young girls were married to much older men. Marriage was understood as a social contract. The father arranged the marriage of his son or daughter by taking counsel from his wife, who would have travelled in social circles, acquainting herself with the best prospects, while he was tending to business, as well as his father, if he still lived, or simply by recognising a profitable match for his family. Women were often married to men to form alliances, seal business contracts, or end feuds. Romantic love, though it is attested to in poetry, literature, and letters from ancient Rome, rarely factored in Roman marriage. There was no marriage ceremony in ancient Rome corresponding to the kinds of events that are observed today. Even the most expensive ancient Roman marriage ceremony would not be comparable to the most modest held in the modern era. 3 types of marriage in ancient Rome were recognized as legally binding. The first is conferatio, literally with spelt, which was a common form of patrician or upper class marriage in which a spelt cake and bread were shared by the bride and groom to signify the beginning of domestic life together. This ceremony was also known as a manus, hand marriage, as it included the act of the father of the bride or the mother or some other matron placing her hand into that of the groom. The second is coemptio, literally by purchase, which was a plebeian or lower class marriage where the groom purchased the bride by various means, either a land grant, a sum of money, or some other form of exchange. Then there was the usus, literally experience or use, which was a common law marriage recognized as legitimate because the couple had lived together in the same dwelling for a significant length of time. Little is known of the marriage ceremony of the lower classes, the coemptio and usus, but the conferatio is well documented. Long before a bride and groom had ever seen each other, usually, their fathers had arranged their marriage, and as they matured, a date was set. Prior to the agreed upon date, omens were read, and to honour the gods, the house of the bride-to-be was decorated with flowers. If the omens were good, the ceremony could proceed. If the omens were not, the wedding was postponed or called off entirely. Once the omens were understood as encouraging, the ceremony proceeded. The bride and groom were introduced, or formally introduced, in a public room of the house of the bride, where guests would have already gathered early in the morning before sunrise. In order for the wedding to be legally recognized, there had to be at least 10 witnesses present. A member of the clergy was also present, but did not officiate. The purpose of the clergy was simply to bear witness. The ceremony took place just after dawn to symbolize the new life of the couple. As the ceremony began, the father or mother of the bride, or a matron such as an aunt, would join the couple's hands and step back. The bride would recite the traditional vow, "When and where you are, Gaius, then and there I am, Gaia," as a promise of fidelity. The groom, though, was not obliged to say anything in return. The purpose of the vow was to signify the bride entering the house and family of the groom. After the bride had said her vow, the couple sat down before the witnesses, and the priest offered up a spelt cake to Jupiter, king of the gods, or his wife Juno, or both, and handed it to the couple, who shared in eating it. After they were done, the ceremony was concluded. The reception, which followed immediately after, included various rituals of good luck for the new couple and a large feast, which included many jugs of wine. After the couple had thanked their guests for their presents and gifts, the whole party would follow them out of the house and through the streets to their new home, or that of the father of the groom. As the bride walked with her husband, she would drop one coin along her path to honour the spirit of the road for luck in the life she was now embarking on, and hand 2 coins to her husband to honour him and the spirits of his house. The couple, as they walked, would throw sweets and nuts to the crowd that followed them on either side as thank you gifts, and the people then tossed them back as a sign of gratitude in being allowed to participate, a ritual still observed today at weddings when people throw rice or birdseed at the bride and groom when the wedding ceremony is concluded. The procession continued until it reached the couple's new home, at which point the groom would lift the bride over the threshold and carry her in. This ritual is interpreted as either a symbolic reenactment of the ancient practice of taking one's bride from another tribe and carrying her off against her will, or simply as a consideration to prevent the woman from tripping over an unfamiliar threshold. It has also been interpreted as symbolizing the removal of the bride from her old life and the groom gently carrying her into her new one. Once inside their home, the couple invited close friends and family to join them. The husband offered his wife clean water and fire as the essential elements of hearth and home, and the wife, taking the fire, kindled their first hearth together. Once this was done, the couple and their guests continued to celebrate the wedding until the couple retired to their bedroom and the guests went home. Once married, the man was the head of the household, as his father had been, and the wife was subordinate to him, though she was regarded with great respect, and he was supposed to listen to her counsel, though he was not obliged in any way to act on it. The purpose of marriage was to produce children, and the wife was expected to conceive and bear a child at what was considered a respectable amount of time following the wedding ceremony. If a wife were found to be barren, her husband was free to divorce her. Marriage in ancient Rome was supposed to be monogamous, and the couple were expected to remain together until death, though affairs among the upper class were common for men. Marriage was understood as a social contract, which helped ensure the stability of society as a whole, and so divorce, especially if the couple had children, was discouraged, but it did still happen. A woman had no legal right to her children, so if the couple divorced, the children stayed with their father. In addition to raising her children and tending house, the wife also needed to make sure the spirits of her ancestors, her husband's ancestors, the spirits of the pantry and kitchen and hearth, as well as other household spirits were acknowledged, thanked, and offered gifts in order to keep the home peaceful and harmonious. The husband would tend to the family business and, if of sufficient social status, engage in the political life of the city. The wife would tend to the house, manage the slaves and servants, and do what she could to advance her husband's career. In time, when their children reached the legal age of marriage, they would arrange a match for their son or daughter and the entire process would begin again. What do you think of the marriage practices of ancient Rome? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our new videos every Tuesday and Friday. This video was brought to you by World History Encyclopedia. For more great articles and interactive content, head to our website via the link below. If you like my sweater, you can find this design and a bunch more in our shop at worldhistory.store, or you can find a link for it down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon with another video.